Truckers and cell phones.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charlie from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
Your business will make you money if you do well at that business. And ES Advantage in trucking, they do really well at providing those services. So the effect that ES has had on our personal trucking operations, not even talking about what we do on the consulting arena, I've been able to save thousands of dollars a year in fuel because of the relationship with them. I have a new accountant that I work with, trucker CFO, that I learned about from ES Advantage.
They're giving you that 10,000 yard kind of support from behind that creates a way for you to succeed, which is one of the things that we love, because anything you can do to help someone succeed is going to help them succeed. They make money by making sure you make money.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
Well, hey, everybody. Look, it's just me. No Jeff. He had something he had to go take care of, so he may or may not pop in. I doubt he'll be back. Important life stuff, and that's cool. And yeah, so unsupervised, I'm going to try and maintain my professional decorum, right? Yeah. Anyhow, Craig was first today. Like, that's a freaking shock. Whatever. Love that guy. Trucker Tim came in second. Good to see you, Tim. Tim said he's only gonna be here for half the show, and then he's gonna go have dinner or whatever. I don't get to eat till after the show, but that's cool. Just saying. Yeah. Chris Hamilton rounding out the podium up there at third. Dig it. I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, lots of stuff going on this week. But we are kicking off today's show with cell phone use, guys. Cell phone use. It's a problem, like legitimately a problem. And we need to get this crap under control because people are losing contracts. There's things going on, guys. And, you know, I can tell you that I would think that most carriers have a very serious policy that they are forced to enforce, and I hope that they are enforcing it. I do. Bear with me on the comments. It's just me. I can't read through the comments while Jeff is talking like I usually do, or him, you know, vice versa. So if I miss something, bear with me and I'll try and get to them as we go. James, good to see you, James Vaughn. Hey, big election next week. Get out and vote, y'all. I'm just saying. Swift guys, I apologize to you non-Swift guys. We have a little vote going on in our private Facebook group. Please go do that. Go check into that group if you haven't recently. There's some things happening. There's a video that will be up tonight that maybe you'll find informative in that private group. Let's see who else we got. Lisa, good to see you. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Acceleration rules. How you doing? I feel like you got another name, but that's cool. Love is an old rusty Lionel train. That's a good name. I don't know why, but I like that name. Wait, M, good to see you. Where you guys all? Where's everybody at tonight? South Florida. Hello from Southern Florida. It's hot down here. Yeah, it was a little warm today. I wasn't quite as warm as you up here in my neck of the Floridas. Had a funny discussion with Ken McBee today, and he's like, "I don't know why you people even live in Florida. Like everything wants to eat you, stab you, bite you, kill you. The weather even tries to kill you." I'm like, I love it. Don't know what to say. Michael Fowler, good to see you. Brian Jess. Saturn game and software reviews. Yes, cell phones. They leading right into it. I dig it. Let's see who else. See if I miss anybody. If I miss anybody, I apologize. Dennis Lewis, good to see you. Lifebot AT Wheels. Hey man. Matt Nissen, big old huggable dude. I don't know, it's weird. It's not weird. It is weird. It's not weird. It's cool. Yeah. So, had some things happen. Let me get rid of that. Had some things happen over in our side of the world over here, the weird little world. Had a contractor triggered a camera event in their truck. And while that camera was recording that event, there was a very clear picture, video of that driver utilizing a cell phone in their hand. I don't understand how in 2024 you're still holding a cell phone to talk. What is this crap? Driving down the road. Hey man, I'm just talking on the cell phone and I'm doing things and it's hands-free, bro. I'm not holding it to my ear. It's cool. It's hands-free. It's in your freaking hand. Stop it. Just stop. Bluetooth devices are cheap. Rosie's got some really cool ones that were super cheap, and we bought them for fun just to see how they work. They're weird. They're like earbuds, but they clamp on your ear like this. They're very odd to me. It would drive me nuts. They were like $20. I've seen some that are like $10, $5. Why the heck are you utilizing your phone in your hand to talk to people? You know, everything you can do one quick, right? I mean, you're risking your life. You're risking other people's lives. You're risking your livelihood, your CDL. You're risking your financial stuff because the DOT has a fine for that, which is $2,750 if I recall right. It's kind of broken sometimes, but I think I'm pretty close there. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I don't understand. Oh, and $11,000 up to $11,000 charged to the carrier for you using your cell phone being caught while you're driving. Right? I'm not even getting into the crazy four-wheelers. I'm holding you all and us to a higher standard because we are professional drivers, guys, right? We're driving around here. We're pulling, you know, sometimes in excess of 80,000 pounds. Sometimes it's a rolling bomb. Sometimes it's just sheer weight that could just crush the world and destroy everything. And I don't know why you would do that. I don't know why you would risk your business, why you would risk your life, why you would risk anyone else's life. I don't get it. I think we all make mistakes from time to time, sure. You know, it has happened where my headset died. And I grabbed the phone, I'm like, you know, oh, I really want to talk to this person. And I'm like, hey man, my Bluetooth is dead. I'll call you back. Bye. Even that little thing right there could cost me. And it could cost every one of you. It could cost a family their life. And I think that we as professionals, and anyone, feel free to chime in. If you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm crazy on this, bring your argument. Hell, I I may do something weird and bring you in. If you have a legitimate argument as to why this should be allowed while you're driving a vehicle, why should this be okay while you're driving a vehicle? If you have a legitimate argument and you're willing to put your face and your name up here and have that argument with me, I may just send you an invite to pop up on the screen. I'm just saying. I can't fathom a world where that's groovy, where that's good. Oh, hey, I'm doing a thing. Oh, yeah. I mean, oh shit. Poop. My bad. I just ran over a school bus. They're a part of life, and they could be a part of the end of your life. Everyone on the road is using them. Deal with it. I think that's a there's ways to use it where you're not putting everyone else's life in danger, right? Well, I think if you're okay, I think you're trying to be funny, and that's cool, whatever. But love is an old rusty Lionel train. I'm taking pictures. Does that count? Abso-freaking-lutely. If it's taking your attention away from what you're supposed to be doing, operating that commercial vehicle, absolutely. I mean, you could argue, well, everybody does it. Everybody does it. You know, I knew a lot of people that used to do some really crazy crap, and they ended up in jail. I didn't do those things. I don't know. I think it's crazy. Yeah, James Bond. If that's okay, then drinking and driving should be okay. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, one hand in the phone, same as taking a drunk. I'm gonna throw it out there. Maybe ingesting a sandwich. I, yeah, it's crazy. I don't get it. Oh man, I just it makes me freaking nuts. And it's not even God. Okay, let's look at this from a business standpoint, right? You could lose your business over this. How is that smart? I don't get it. Why is that call that important? I you can put it on speaker. You can push the damn button. It's mounted on your dash. Here it is, mounted on your dash. You know, somebody calls. You can push the button. Put that answer it on speaker. Don't have to touch the phone other than single press, right? It's not that hard. It's just not that hard. If you got a Bluetooth device, right? Someone calls me, I'm like, boop, beep. Hey, man, what's going on, Craig? Good to talk to you, buddy. Been a minute, right? Boop, I'm done. I don't get it. I mean, if anyone wants to argue the other side of this legitimately and has what they feel is a good argument, let me know, man. I think you're crazy as hell. Hey, Donna, good to see you. Sorry, I'm unsupervised. I know what's going on. Yeah. It's sorry, I'm reading stuff on here as well. That's life on 18 wheels. People getting high while they're driving. I not okay with that either. Do those things where it's safe. Chill out at the house. I don't know. Uber. I'm just saying use your buddy. If it's not, you need to learn something. Craig said studies show texting and driving is worse than driving under the influence. I believe so too. Nick Earl, what's going on? James Bond said, I did spend a week in jail in Kuwait once, then spent 48 hours in a jail in Japan. What the heck? Good Lord. Yeah, there's just so much. There's so much to unpack. I don't even want to talk about the four-wheelers. They are their own problem, right? I can't control them. I can't control us. I can control me and what I do, right? I can tell you that if I had an employee and I found they were using their phone in their hand and they're texting and whatever else and they're doing this nonsense, I would absolutely fire them. There wouldn't be a second chance. It's not, hey, let's talk about it, bro. Why are you doing it? No, you're fired. Bye. I've got grandkids out here, riding in the back of a minivan on the road next to some of these people doing this crap, and it pisses me off, right? I'm just, it's crazy. I just don't understand how you could even do this. Again, if you think I'm wrong, put it down there in the comments. Let's chat. Put it over there in the live chat if you're in here right now. Let's go at it. I can literally just go on about this topic, and it'll be me repeating myself over and over and over, and I won't feel like I'm wasting my time, because I honestly believe this. I truly believe what it is that I'm saying to you right now. Have I screwed up and made a bad choice here and there? Absolutely. I'm human. Whatever. I'm not saying that I'm 100% right, but I am saying that I absolutely know better. I am saying that I know what the risk is, and I know that I'm putting people's lives, not just mine, other people's lives. And that's where the problem is. And there's been a couple times in my past where I'm like, oh, this is super important. And then I catch myself and I'm like, God, you're an idiot. Stop this. Put that down. It's just, it's crazy, man. I just don't get it. I just don't. Craig said, most of you T officers won't even issue the fine. The simple fact that you've got that paper saying you've got stopped for a handheld device, they know you're out. Absolutely. That, oh my gosh. So that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, and if they hand you that inspection sheet and they said, oh, don't worry, I'm not going to write you the ticket, bro. I'm just going to make note that this is why I stopped you. That's worse than the ticket. Can't dispute it. Can't get rid of it. It's there. It's on your record. That's not going away. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, this thing happened. This is why I stopped my son holding his cell phone in his hand while operating a commercial motor vehicle while driving I-10 through Phoenix. I don't understand. Good Lord, man. I just don't get it. There's so much technology out there that would help you never have to do that. And yet people keep doing it. Again, I'm not even talking about the four-wheelers. We all know that's a thing, right? I'm talking about commercial vehicle operators, professional truck drivers. Good God. I saw a guy, was it yesterday or the day before? He had a phone in one hand and another phone on his ear, and he's texting and he's moving and he's like, yeah, bro. And what in the actual hell is happening? I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. I can go on and on about this. I'm going to drive you guys nuts. There's so many things we can talk about of what it affects. CSA score right there. The fine to your carrier, like I said earlier, up to $11,000. So let's say that my carrier with this individual that just had their contract terminated saw that video event, noticed this while the guy's like this, right? And they don't say anything. DOT comes in, I don't know, later, doing a crash investigation or something, and they say, hey, we noticed you got a video on this guy, because they have to keep that stuff for so long, right? It's just corporate record keeping requirements and stuff. We noticed this guy in this video that you saw him. It's plain as day. It's clear. It's right there on the video that you had. Why didn't you do something about that? Well, no. End of story. Maybe their authority's gone. Can you imagine a mega carrier losing their authority over a single driver because of something like that? How many other people does that affect? How many people are out of jobs because something like that happens? Look at a mom and pop. You know, if a small carrier was allowing this to happen, I think they're sillier than the large carriers even. I think the smaller the carrier, the absolute more stringent they should be on these types of rules, right? Their entire livelihood could be destroyed by a single driver doing a stupid thing. I don't get it. God knows the risk to safety, the risk to financial stability, to companies' ability to even survive. You know, it's absolutely mind-boggling to me. By the way, at any point in time, you guys feel free to throw comments down there, and if you want me to change the subject, we'll change the subject eventually. This is community driven. You guys are the community, and we will go down those paths that you want to go down. With the exception of I'm not dropping any secrets about the Swift load board or anything like that tonight. So just get past it. All I'm going to say is watch the Swift video. For you Swift guys, watch the Swift video on Thursday with Ken McBee, Jim Fitzsimmons, and David Tillman. I think you might be happy. Someone will still complain. That's fine. There's some cool stuff. You guys in the private Swift group, go check out the video that's going to be posting here if it hasn't already hit. Check that out. I think there's some stuff you need to see and talk about and discuss. We can talk about other stuff there. But this is not a Swift thing. So whatever. This is industry wide is what I'm talking about. This cell phone crap is insanity to me. I don't care what carrier you're with. Like I said, I think you're doing even more damage to smaller carriers. If you're a mom and pop carrier and you're allowing your people knowingly to use a cell phone and encouraging it, you're crazy. And you're definitely part of the problem. Let me look you in the eye. You are part of the problem. Don't be a part of the problem. Stop it. Right? Thing is, you know, you say, I'm not signing a warning. You don't have to sign it. That's the beautiful thing about it. The fact that they put the warning in there, the fact that they file that with CSA or FMCSA, however the hell that works, right? That warning is worse than an actual citation because you can't dispute it. They're like, oh, don't worry about it. It's just a warning. There's nothing to dispute because it was only a warning. Yet it's there for the world to read down the road. It sucks. Victor wants to know, can we have a Spanish class? Maybe. Right. You cannot issue a fine for a warning. You are 100% right. But your carrier can terminate you. I would actually rather have the fine and go through court and be able to dispute the charge and have the opportunity to, well, like I said, dispute the charge, maybe get it reduced, maybe turn it into a lesser thing, maybe prove my case, right? There's nothing to dispute on a warning. You don't, they don't afford you the ability to dispute it. Once they put it on there, it's there. That's the big ugly secret in the trucking industry that most people don't understand. You know, guys are losing contracts because, oh, well, they didn't fine me. I didn't actually get a ticket. They gave me a warning for doing 84. But you got terminated anyhow. Why? because it was brought to the attention of your carrier. They know you're done. These guys know. Been driving 50 years. Nobody's going to tell me how to drive. There's a lot of that out there. I don't know if that's a statement you're making or whatever, but okay. That's the thing. Like Craig is saying, it still goes on your CSA, even when there's no fine. Yeah, it's a trip. It's the craziest thing ever. Well, where do you draw the line? Getting old folks off the road. What's old? I know to my grandkids, their parents are old in their 30s. My kids may think I'm old. They probably do. Let's be real. I mean, hell, TK may think I'm old. Am I old at 53? Or am I old at 65? I've seen some sharp, amazing drivers in their 80s. I've seen some absolutely scary ones in their 30s. I don't know. It's a weird thing, right? Oh man. TK said, no, old at 75. That's just because you're not that far behind me. I get it. Whatever. Look, anyone that's older than me is old in my book because that's what look. Rosie's a month and 17 days older than I am. And for a month and 17 days, I give her all kinds of a hard time. I am like, oh, I tell people, yeah, it's my old lady right there. She's 53. I'm only 52. It's fun. I can't help it. All these cameras everywhere. It's easy to pick out the bad drivers easily. Yeah. I don't even know why people risk doing half the stuff that they risk. And yet they still get away with it. It's baffling to me. I mean, I don't know. There's cameras everywhere. I love that people complain. You can't put a camera in my truck. They don't need one in your truck. I think at any given time out there, you're probably being stared at by 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 100 cameras. Whether you like it or not, whatever. It's happening. Exactly, CW. You're too old just like me, right? I don't know. Some days I definitely feel it. I can tell you that for sure. Other days I'm like, man, it's funny. Okay, Rosie and I were at a a rest area, and it was full of old people, right? And I'm looking around, I'm like, good God, look at all these old people everywhere. And then I said, wait a minute. I bet half these people are our age. I'm like, it's crazy because I don't see myself as old. I don't feel old most of the time. I don't color my beard ever, sir. I've got every color in it, though, naturally. I'm just saying. I think it would be funny. Like, people wouldn't know what to do if my beard was actually one color. I don't know if you can see it, but I've got like blondes and reds and grays and browns and some blacks all up in there. I don't know. It's weird. It's been all over the place my entire life. It's hilarious. I don't understand where it came from. I was born a very what they called a toe-headed blonde child. Like, I wonder if I got a picture of that. That's hilarious. I was a chunky little blonde toe-headed kid, like super, super white hair. And then in 8th grade, halfway through 8th grade, I moved to Oregon, Sweet Home, Oregon, for the last half of 8th grade. And my hair went from a sandy blonde to this brown stuff. Wow, look at that. Boy, these things they're still going backwards, ain't they? Good Lord. Anyhow, I just love them. Whatever. Well, it's funny, CW, you say you've been great since you turned 25. I think Jeff has been since like 18. Donna, if you're there, I know you know the number. I don't know if you're there or not. Yeah, it's a trip. Whatever. Need some purple in it. So that would be awesome. One time I had hands shaved into my head, and the hands were blue and the rest of my head was purple, or vice versa. I can't remember which. That was a fun time. I got yelled at by a bunch of blue-haired ladies in North Carolina as I was walking into the Winn-Dixie with my young children then that are now, in their 30s. It was funny. She told me I should be ashamed of myself. What a bad example of a parent I was. And we're talking back in the 90s, so whatever. It was hilarious. I also don't feel old, but wonder who the old ass lady is in the mirror. So, right? Like it's funny because I don't see myself as that old. Like even right now, I'm like, I look tired, but I am tired, like legit. What is with a mirror? I don't understand it. There's a discussion guys could have about mirrors that I probably shouldn't discuss here, but I'm just saying there's a weird thing. There's like some weird science behind this. Anyhow, yeah, mirrors, man, they're not your friends sometimes. I don't know. Yeah. CWA started before I turned 18, but solid gray at 25. That's crazy, right? I'm the only guy in my family to keep a full head of hair, mostly full, past like 18. And I'm 53. I mean, it's been slowly tracking back over the years. Right? I can't draw on the screen. It's backwards. Slowly tracking back. And I've been shaving my head since the 80s. I had to let my hair grow out to go in the army so they had something to cut so that I didn't get like destroyed. It was weird. I've just always found it easier to shave my head. I used to be a long hair surfer kid, right, in LA. That was my thing. There's some pretty pictures of me out there. I was a pretty baby. I was a pretty kid. I was a pretty fat kid too. When I was a baby, it was hilarious. Like I was just this pudgy, huge cheeks and bright white hair. I don't know. Now look at me. Nobody ever believes I was blonde. I'm like, whatever. It's cool. I know I asked you guys where you all at. We're all at earlier, and a bunch of people started talking, and then I just scrolled right past it, and it's way back there, and I'm never gonna find it. So I hope you guys are in good place tonight. I hope you guys are running freight. I know that there's been an uptick in our carrier's freight lately. The load board is picking up some freight. I know there was a big dump of Amazon type freight on ours, which is cool, I think. I'm a little leery of the cancellation rate on that stuff from time to time. Turker Tim, my dad was blonde when he was a kid, but it turned dark at some point before I was born. Kept thinking it would happen to me, but it never did. You're right. Brian Jess, just got myself a load from Pittsburgh to Hattiesburg at a good rate, picking up next Monday afternoon. Gets me over halfway to my weekly gross goal. That's awesome, bro. Dude, you've been doing really well. I know that I haven't been directly addressing your comments, stuff like that. I apologize. It's hard for me. Squirrels, man. I bounce around. You know what I mean? You've been doing really good. Where's Jeff, Life Financing Wheels? He's got some family stuff he's working on right now, and he was supposed to be here, and then he had to go handle some business. So yeah. So I'm left alone. I'm just saying, Ida. Hey, Ida. Never mind. I was going to talk shop, but we can't do that. That would be weird. I'm going to light my cigar. This is when I usually wait for Jeff to be talking. Sorry. That's the beauty of having two people on the show, at least. I'm just saying. Jeff and his excuses, right? Wade said, I'm going from Tampa to Valdosta tomorrow. That's a good quick day, right? I dig runs like that, honestly. Rosie and I did pretty good this week. We stayed busy for our 4 days, and that's really all I can ask for, honest to God. There was like all kinds of freight coming out of our Target DC, which was out freaking standing. Not quite sure why or what's going on. I know they had some automation issues that they had to catch up from, so that's part of it, I'm sure, but I don't know. Yeah. How you guys doing out there? I mean, we know Brian's doing well. The other guys that are on the load board, that are at other carriers, how are you guys doing? I'm really curious, if you're willing to share, like what lanes were popping for you this past week. Hiccups, they're going to get me. Chris Hamilton last week, $100 over my high gross. Yeah, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot of decent freight out there from our carrier right now. I'm curious to know what's going on with others. I think Jeff did okay. He had a weird load to get him home. He had to get home to so he could vote, pick up his medication stuff. I'm gonna vote tomorrow. I got a pain management appointment tomorrow, and on the way home, Rosie and I are gonna stop and vote. So that's done, out of the way, and I can feel like I did my civic duty. Oh, update. After the hurricane, as of yesterday, they came and got my monster freaking pile of life belongings out on the street. It took them till absolutely yesterday. They pulled a TV, a dishwasher, and a portable AC unit out of the pile and left those. Don't know why. There was other stuff in there that was like kind stuff, and they took all that. I don't know why they left these three, but that's fine. Whatever. I'm just glad that damn pile's gone. Destroyed the front part of my yard, but whatever. It's gone. I'm pretty happy about that. Got the official word that my daughter's van. So our fourth personal vehicle is now officially totaled, and that sucks. And that's a bummer. And here's the biggest bummer. 3 out of the 4 vehicles that were totaled on the property in the hurricane were all paid off vehicles, so they didn't have full coverage insurance, so they weren't covered by anything. That's a bummer. Rosie's car is a little iffy, if you ask me. It don't sound right, but it's still running. We'll drive that thing till the damn wheels fall off. Hell, it's paid for. You know what I mean? Ida, congratulations. Thank you, ma'am, for doing your thing. Feel free to complain about the outcome or whatever afterwards, because at least you voted and you did a thing. And thank you for that. I wish more people did that. I can't believe the limited number of people who have the ability to vote and they don't vote. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care. I don't want to talk about who you are voting for, who you did vote for. Don't care. I want to know that you voted. It'd be nice if you put some education and thought behind your vote. That would be fantastic, because I talked to a lot of people and they're like, oh, well, I just voted down the party line. I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. I think you should vote what's important to you. And I have voted every side of ballots before. All in the same ballot, even, right? I voted for Democratic this or Republican that or Independent this or what have you, based on that topic, that person, that position, what have you. I'm going to vote for the best person I believe for the job. I'm going to vote for what I believe is best for my business, my community, my family, right? I don't know. Don't come to me pissed off yelling about what's going on in the world and you're not voting. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to cut you off. First thing I'm going to ask, did you vote? No. Shut up. I'm honest, y'all. I'm real with most people. People have heard me say these exact same things before. It's not a big damn secret. I mean, if you're not going to do something to better your life, your country, what have you, shut up about it. I'm just saying that's probably harsh. I probably shouldn't be saying the way that I'm saying it, but I don't care. I'm all alone. Nobody's going to tell me what I can say today because I'm all alone. Mama Ida, I'm just saying. You should have came on here today, Ida. You could have hung out with me and we could have gotten all kinds of trouble. I'm just saying. Would have been fun. I'm going to put that out there. Ida said, bro, you should watch Eating Ranch with Alan Roberts and Mark Lobliner. It's just that name alone is fun. Lobliner. Or is it Lobliner? Lobliner? Lobliner. I don't even know how to say it. I apologize to that person, but I like your name. I have, Ida. You know I have. It's hilarious. I can't go that yeah, I'll get in trouble if I go too deep. So I don't talk politics. We talk about political issues. I don't talk about specific politics. I don't tell people one way or the other which way they should vote. I would like people to vote a certain way sometimes. I'm just happy if they actually vote. I'm just happy if they'll have a discussion about why they may or may not vote a certain way, right? Whatever. I'm not going to judge you for, well, I guess there's always a little judgment in reality, right? But I am happy that you voted. That makes me happy. You're on vacation. Are you really? Where'd you go? Can we tell? Is it a secret? Brian Jess, tampons and boys' room is a political issue. Whew. I'm going to just, I can't. I have not seen recent interviews. I was working. Haven't. Yeah. When I'm on the road, I really don't see much of anything going on. I have to come back and try and catch up. And to be honest, there are times where I am just not mentally able to deal with it. Jeff and I have had these conversations before, and I think he said it publicly before. There was a time where his mood was, he was such an angry person, and he was in the news feeds every day, all day, right? And he found that he was just a miserable old cranky pants, right? And he backed off of the news stuff and just caught highlights here and there, and found his mood was so much better. Just saying, there is too much. And in our current technology stage, there's an awful lot of it being force fed to you by companies, and I think that sucks. You're basking in the silence of your home. That's awesome. You should come hang out tomorrow. No, dang. I got to go vote and go to the pain doctor. Then I got to go back to work on Thursday. Whatever. I'm jealous. Look, I wish I could just relax a little bit. So there's some things going on. You may see me start talking about some, a lot more about mental health. I don't know if some of you will dig it or not. I'm on kind of a kick right now. You know, I had a lot of things happen, and I'm going to share a little bit of that. If I go too far, just tell me to shut the hell up, and that's fine. Whatever. I'll probably ignore you, but it won't matter. I had a lot of really crappy things happen, and this was before the hurricane even started. That was just crushing me, like mentally and spiritually, right? And then I came back to a hurricane, and I thought, oh hell, it's too much, man. It's too much. And then we had another hurricane, and it just added to it. And then I, didn't work because we had to deal with all the house stuff, right? And dealing with all this nightmare recovery crap. And I know people had it worse than me. And that's what I kept telling myself. You know what? There's so many people out there that have it so much worse than I do. And it's legitimate. It is absolutely legitimate. And I truly believe that. Like, I kept walking down the street, and I would see my pile of stuff when I walked out of the yard, and I'm like, God, it's just breaking me. And there was like legit times where I have a problem with all these scavengers that were running through the neighborhoods that, they're like digging through people's piles, their life belongings, their lives are out there just displayed for the world on the street, and these huge ass piles that were taller than I was, bigger than my big truck, right? And people are digging through it, and they're like, oh, this is a great thing. I'm going to keep this. I don't know, maybe it's a toy, maybe it's something, maybe it's a picture frame that had a family picture in it. I don't know. I lost it. I snapped. Not like, but I was not okay with it. Um, I was sitting in my front yard with an AR pretty regular while I was off for the last couple of weeks, and having these not calm discussions with people who I would ask them. I'm like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you not do that here and get out of my pile? That would be fabulous. I'm sorry. I realize you're just trying to make a buck or whatever, right? But you're digging through my life, my kids' lives, my grandkids' lives, my brother's life, right? And they want to argue with me and they want to talk trash. So not the time. But it got a little deep. So you know what I did? I'm going to share with you guys. I reached out through the VA stuff and asked for a little help. Said, hey man, I think I need to talk about some stuff. And I'm not going to get into it too deep. I can tell you that preliminarily, that's a great word. I've got some stuff to work out. I've shared some of this with some individuals whom I'm very close with, and I trust in, their family. And I'm going to get a little bit deeper into it because I think this is important because I've been dealing with a lot of this crap for over 30 years. Right. And just been that dude. People worse than me. People worse than me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Ain't got to worry about it. It's fine. I'm fine. You guys have heard me say that. Some of you have seen some of the videos that I've done in the paid private group. Be careful with people that are telling you that I'm fine. You guys have seen some of those videos on Facebooks and Reels and things like that. That word fine is kind of loaded. Another word, tired. Tired is that should pique your interest. That should make you sit up a little bit if you're talking to someone that you love and they tell you I'm fine. I'm just tired. Find out why they're tired. Find out what kind of tired they're talking about. I think you should dig deeper and really have a discussion with those people. Again, I don't want to get too deep, but I am going to say that I am seriously contemplating putting a little more personal stuff out there in the world. It'll probably be in some of the private groups. We'll see if it comes out this way or not. But mental health, guys, I really want you guys to, I know a lot of people feel shame or, it's not manly or whatever, don't just stop. Talk to people. Don't be afraid. I get to get on here every week and vent sometimes and act the fool, right? A lot of people don't even understand when I am in one of my down states, we'll call it. I get on here and I'm like, woo, I'm on fire. And I put things away for a little bit. But this is kind of release for me. I know a lot of people don't have any kind of release at all. They don't have any sort of person to talk to. For whatever reason, they just don't feel like they can talk to anybody. Find somebody, please. It's super important. It's not worth going alone. Yeah, Craig, having a trusted person to talk to is valuable. It's invaluable even, right? Yeah, Ida, mental health, it's a big deal. It really is. And I've gone through whatever, people have gone through worse, right? But this whole everything that just dumped on me over the last 4 weeks, right? Apparently it was my limit and I was not processing things the way that I felt I should. And I was just like, man, what the hell? Right? So anyhow, I reached out. I'm making taking steps to get myself a little bit better, and whatever. What are you guys talking about? I apologize. Yeah, Brian, just I don't do Facebook for many reasons. Yeah, I wish I could get completely away from Facebook. Unfortunately, in weird business stuff that I'm doing, I can't get away from it. It's driving me nuts. Whatever. But that's cool. Brian just said he's trailer shop. Anyone know where to find a good 53-foot dry van in Southeast? Want 5 years old or newer? I don't know right now. I haven't been looking. Yeah, I honestly haven't been looking. I was looking a while back. It was, before the market went completely the other direction. And haven't looked since, unfortunately. Not something that I've been, oh God, my nose itches. I got a crazy hair. Yeah, sorry, man. I wish I had a better answer. Hopefully someone out there can give you a good answer though, or give you a good line on something. That would be cool. That's one of the things I love about the community. People will pop up, hey man, I saw this over here. You know what? I have a problem. I'm going to share this with you. This is the last Mountain Dew that I have in the house right now. The last, my version of real Mountain Dew Zero. And then I had to drink this garbage. I don't like it. I'm going to drink it because I don't have anything else that I would rather drink. It's actually better than anything else. Just saying. But good God, I don't like it. I don't enjoy it a lot. I like the caffeine in it. Ida, you're awesome. Thank you for sharing. 2 years ago, I was right there. Reaching out for help was the best thing I ever done for myself. I'm feeling pretty good about this. It's okay. I'm gonna go back into this for just a minute. I apologize. I felt a tremendous weight lifted off of my brain, my soul, and my heart during my first little evaluation. It was like a 45-minute deal. And it was just them asking me questions. And I was actually answering. Those of you who served maybe can relate to this. They used to ask us all these questions. And you're like, if I answer that, they're going to lock me up. I'm not going to answer that. I'm going to answer that exactly how I know they need it to be answered so that I don't get locked up. Right. This was, the second time in my life that I ever answered these questions honestly, 100% and truthfully. And it was hard. Like it was mentally and emotionally and spiritually hard. But afterwards, I was like, whew, man, that was a lot. I didn't realize how much crap I was just stuffing away. Oh man. I don't know. It was a definite kick in the nuts. I don't know a good way to put it. That's probably not appropriate, but whatever. Love is an old rusty Lionel Train said he just passed 100,000 miles for the year. Good for you. I'm glad. That puts you on that about 125,000 miles a year, right? Something like that. Which used to be, it's funny. 125,000 miles for a solo driver used to be what they judged as the average. So, you had people that did way above that, way below that. And 125,000 mile average was the average. I think it's much lower than that now. Like if anyone has some current statistics, I struggle with that word. Current statistics. God, you see how I stumble over that? Anyhow, if anyone has some current numbers, I'd be interested to see that. Let me know the source. Need reputable site sources. But I want to say that it's probably right around 100K a year now on a solo, the average solo OTR miles, maybe even a little less. I don't know. This last year is brutal for a lot of guys, and not just, one carrier or another. I mean, it's like been industry wide. It's just crazy. There's so many damn people out there driving that there's just not a lot to share and spread around. even though we have like crazy amounts of freight. I mean, if you look at the actual freight volumes, the amount of freight that's being moved, there's huge amounts of it, like historic numbers, right? But we've also got historic numbers of trucks out there pulling it. So we need more people to go out of business. I know that's a terrible thing to say. There's a lot of people in business that shouldn't be in business right now. I can tell you that. Yeah, 100K averages out to 2,400 miles a week. Yeah, like when I started, that we were, God, pretty regular doing 33,000, 3,200. My first little stint when I was running solo, didn't seem like a lot, just seemed running my clock, right? I kept my door shut and ran miles. I don't know. Now it seems like guys getting 2,400 they're struggling. I mean, I know a lot of guys that are like, man, I'm only doing 1,800 miles a week. And I'm like, good God. I mean, if you're getting a high rate, great. If it's meeting your revenue needs, that's awesome. But if you're on a set contract, like a mileage contract or something like that, like some of our people, you need more miles or a better contract. I don't know what to tell you. I think for some people, there's some changes coming soon, and you should be paying attention. Hard to do 3,000 every week with electronic logs. Well, I was pretty. Let me go back. When I came to Swift, I was absolutely not playing the cheaty log game, because I came to Swift because I was at another carrier where it was kind of encouraged. Like they're like, bro, don't you have another logbook? You still got hours in. And I didn't want to do that anymore because I don't like trying to keep those stories straight and all that nonsense, whatever. It was too much work. But I was still doing 3,000, 3,100, 3,200 solo. I was a company driver, so it was, foot on the floor, just go, whatever. And I didn't stop a lot. And the stops I did make, that would have been my big fudging there, was playing that 7-minute average game, right? I'd pop in to a rest area, not a truck stop, to run and use restroom. I could be in and out of there in 3 minutes, but you got to log 7, right? Yeah, I had a longtime friend tell me she made less this year than in 2015. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around, like for real. It's crazy. Chris Hamilton said, I'm at 105K since the first week in February. Thanks for the help, Charlie and community. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and what's funny is how in the same company at the same carrier, there's such a variance of people's experiences. I think a lot of that has to do with how people operate and manage, and what kind of work ethic they've got going on. Yeah, Craig, I'm at 119,000 for the year. It's a trip. Yeah, remember the 7,000 mile team weeks? Yeah, I hated those. I'm not gonna lie, I hated those. I did them very few and far between, and I regretted them at the end of each one of them. I mean, the bank account was great, don't get me wrong, but good Lord, Brian, stop worrying how many miles you drive. Your bank account does say it has 10,000 miles in it. In the right situations. Brian is one of those folks who, was at our carrier, made some changes, and he's out there running his own thing, and it's awesome. CW, yeah, COVID has been rough for this lease term. Just hit 800,000. Only got a month left. Yeah, right. Nick Earl, I'm about 70,000 miles and over 90K. There, yeah, company. I dig it. It's been trippy. And it's funny because, like I said, the numbers are all over the place, right? Depending on who you're talking to, where they're running, even within the same, like I said, the same companies, you can find so much disparity, so much difference between them. And you're like, well, why is, Craig doing this and Chris is doing this and Matt's only getting this, right? It's a trip. Yeah, it absolutely is wild out here. You know, I have a thing where I am absolutely only trying to truck 4 days a week because of the the channel here, doing this stuff, the coaching stuff that Jeff and I do, trying to build some other revenue streams and things like that. So my trucking, you guys would laugh at my annual numbers. I mean, I might be able to even look at it right now. I don't even know what the hell I've done this year. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast, because it could be funny or embarrassing at the same time. But I don't mind, whatever. Keep in mind, running a team, not a real team, but our version of a team, mine and Rosie's, working our limited work weeks and such. Let's see. This could be tragic. Oh man, my info, settlements, the year. What are we looking at? All right, go ahead, give it to me. 105,625,000 miles, loaded miles, empty miles, 2,696 empty miles for the year. That's what Rosie and I have done as a team. Again, keep in mind, we typically work 3 and 4 day work weeks, and we don't run what I would call real team OTR freight most of the time. Every now and then we get out and stretch our legs and we go do some things. But yeah, so I mean, I'm on. It's funny. We're on par to do probably, what are we in October? About to start November this week, right? November, December. So we're probably right around that 125,000 mile range. And that's with 2 people being able to drive the truck, right? It's funny. But again, keep in mind, the money for us is all going into a single bank account. I get to spend time with Rosie, and that is tremendous to me. And it's to the point now where I don't even actually think I can go work OTR without Rosie coming out with me. I don't think I can last out there more than a day anymore. She's been on the truck for 9 years now, and when she's not there, I am cranky. I am not a pleasant person. I can tell you, it's not good. I'm not a happy person when Rosie's not there. She's like my emotional support driver. I don't know. I could say something that would probably get me kicked in the junk, and I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's weird. But it works for us. It's lower than what I would like to have, that's for sure. But at the same time, I've got other things that I'm working on, and I'm aware of what it is that I do and how it affects my bottom line, right? I think that's an important part of all of it. What is your net revenue, and is it emotional support wife? Yeah. Right, Ida. I would like to say you're welcome for the low empty miles. Absolutely. Yeah, all those empty miles are not from here, not from Target. That's from when I go do the OTR thing. It's hilarious. And that's just great. ESW. Yes. Oh, I should get her a shirt that says ESW. Hashtag FOMAR. Just throwing that out there for fun. Ida will laugh at that one. She probably just spit on her screen right now. I'm just saying. I still don't have a sign back there for it. I need to do that. My God. We have a shirt idea, but I can't share it because it'll get me in trouble. So never mind. I'm going to stop. That was a great conversation I had a couple weeks ago. But yeah, so if your net revenue is keeping you happy, then by all means, look, I ain't going to knock you. Again, it's a thing for those of you counting that phrase. I know some of you really like that. I'm looking at my numbers. I apologize. It's kind of fun. I've actually avoided the whole year's numbers up until like today. I think a couple months ago I looked at them and I was like, oh, this is going to be a brutal year. But again, I work in a weird, there you go. I work a weird schedule because of what I choose to do and the way that I choose to do some things. So I'm not a real good person to compare mileage to. And my revenue my net revenue tends to do much better than most people in this type of operation. I don't know. I'm in a weird niche pulling, groceries. And see, look. Yes. Hashtag FOMAR. Come on, can I get a couple of hashtag FOMARs? Just throw them up there. Don't ask what they mean because I'm not going to say it out loud. But feel free to throw that up and just know that you are making Ida and I very happy if you're willing to do that. I would be very happy if everyone that was watching just threw it up, and everyone who watches this later, feel free to drop hashtag FOMAR in the comments because that's just funny to us. It's an inside thing, and maybe someday it'll all come out, and you guys be like, "Oh, that's wrong," or "Oh, that's funny." Anyhow, yeah. Wait, I mean, look, I that's it. It's definitely there. Good thing about this company is all miles are paid the same, right? There's a lot of companies that are like that, and that's cool. Some are, some aren't, right? I would love if I got paid my full contract rate on empty miles. I don't. But what's funny is I've had this discussion and argument with people, and I can still turn a profit running empty from Florida to Seattle, Washington. I'll throw it out there at 85 cents a mile. I can turn a profit on 85 cents a mile, all in, from Florida to Seattle. Done the math. It was a weird little project that I did a while back, and it absolutely showed a profit. Is the profit great? No. But the wear and tear on the truck was pretty minimal. The fuel use was like next to nothing, and that was cool. That would be hilarious. I was going to actually have some made, and I didn't because I thought I'm going to get myself in trouble. Yeah. That equals 25,000 tax-free income. I'm going to have to scroll back and see what exactly you're talking about. Had a driver complaining about wages last night. Said he was quitting after 35 years. I asked him 35 years and still haven't found a good company. He got mad. That's funny. I don't know what your comment was about $25,000 tax-free income. But I'm sure you'll tell me. By the way, Wimpy, how you been, man? Hope you're doing well. I said, Joe, make your shirt. I read that. Oh, the per diem. I took per diem this year. 500 each week is tax free. I got you. Now I've got you. Sorry, man. I didn't see that one. Gotcha. I apologize for that. I'm a little slow sometimes, bro. It's hard to read all the comments and talk and try and manage all this other stuff that I'm doing. It's really kind of hilarious to watch. I wish you guys could see. I need to set a camera up like back here one day just so you can see the train wreck that is my desk down here. I really need to get this under control. It is just, I still got stuff everywhere. Like, I need some Imitreks. I've got some ready to go just in case. Hey, what else have I got? Look, right underneath the Imitreks. There's a box of 556. In fact, there's 2 boxes of 556 underneath the box of Imitreks. Figure that out. I don't know. It makes sense. Got some M&Ms, a couple cigars, these crap Baja Blast things. I've got some Dove chocolates on them, and I'm just saying, I don't even know what to tell you. There's a lot. And I'm apparently really bad at hitting my ashtray with ashes. Why you want to fight, man? Why are you trying to start a fight now? Call me a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber, but whatever. It's cool. I think it's funny. No, I don't have anything that's 10 mil. We do 556, 762 or 9 mil. That's pretty much what we've all settled on for the interchangeability, easy to find in a bad situation. It's funny. Yeah, and look, this is not my only job, right? I've got multiples. Let's be real. I ain't complaining. I think it's fun. I need to actually pull back from some of this stuff at some point, or otherwise I'm gonna kill myself. physically and mentally. It's not good sometimes. But it's funny because I actually thrive on stress. It's weird. Like I seem to perform better when everything is going to hell. I don't understand why. It's odd. CW. Some of us are just grumpy old farts. That's true. She deals with me all the time. She knows it. I talk to Ida when we're not working, and because she's like my sister lady person, and I talk to her, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I just completely brain dumped on you, and then I feel bad a little bit. And she's like a good person, and she hears like all kinds of my nonsense. I gotta cramp my foot. Ow, that was weird. Look, I do have. We have multiple 22 as well. So look, we've got some random 40s and 45s and things like that, right? But the main bulk of what we do is 5.56, 7.62, or 9 mil. Yeah, it's funny. A high point carbine in 10 mil cost you a whopping 400. Yeah, I think you got what you paid for. I've got opinions on high point. Just saying. It's cool. Some people just can't make them happy. Ain't that the truth? I got weird notifications that popped up on my screen. You gotta make that go away. Yeah, Nick, I leave that up to my accountant payroll. Exactly. I'm gonna say High Plains garbage. You're welcome. Hate me, whatever. I don't care. Just saying. I don't like it. I don't care if it's got a warranty like that. And here's why. Warranty's not going to come back and resurrect me when it did fail. Right? Just saying. I don't know. I look at all that stuff a little differently than most people. 9 mils a female around. That's hilarious. Hey, man, whatever. 9 mils have come a long way from the 90s. I can tell you that. I saw firsthand. Watched the dude get hit. I saw a guy with a full mag dump in his chest. He was an extremely large man. Not trying to hurt people's feelings. He was an extremely large man, and only 2 rounds broke the skin through his heavy winter coat and his underlayers. Nothing penetrated deeply. Just saying. But that is not the case today. I think with today's technology, it's completely different. I'm gonna get in trouble talking too much gun stuff. I don't know why. YouTubes and stuff hate when you talk about it. I guess we could talk about it. I can't. Yeah, there's weird rules about it. I try to avoid some of it. And Jeff would probably be like, bro, what's wrong with you? And I'll be like, whatever. You left me alone. Yeah, I mean, look, someone hands me a case of high point firearms. I don't know. I was gonna say I wouldn't not take them, but I would actually have to think about it. Is it worth taking this damn thing? I don't know. Brian, we should take this conversation back to cell phone use or rates in the spot market. Absolutely. See, look, you can't say that the community doesn't guide this stuff. M203, way to go. Yeah, see, you're Chris, you're a bad influencer. In a good way. I believe that. I don't even know. There's too many comments. I can't go back. There's been a bunch. I appreciate you guys. Even the ones that like just trying to get me in trouble, that's cool. I don't mind that either. Regroup. And that puts my brain back in gun talk. Just saying regroup. See, it's a weird thing. I'm going to get in trouble. Save me. Someone save me. Ida, save me. What the heck? There was something else I was going to go on about tonight, and I forgot what it was. I really should write notes. It's a bad thing. I got to refresh some windows over here. I apologize. The chat stopped, or did you guys just leave me here to hang myself? That's great. It's like you guys want me to get in trouble. Look at you, Brian. Just I dig it. How about those crappy rates out of Florida? It's a fight to get $1.25 a mile. Look, I saw some people just recently talking about right, Ida. Jeff must have just messaged Brian. Get him back on track. But yeah, I saw some people talking about like 70 some odd cent freight recently. Jeff and I were talking about it, I think it was last week, week before. And I'm like, good God. I mean, my empty rate at my carrier is higher than that. I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to sit down and do the math. I can't go there. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff popping up all over the place. This is great. Too many squirrels. I'm gonna get in trouble, and this is gonna be hilarious. Yep. I got some buttons to click over here. Yeah, everybody vote. Sorry, I had something distract me over there. Everybody vote and vote for real. Seek some education. The initial conversation, Ida, was cell phones, truckers and cell phones, and why the hell are they doing it? WTF? Just throwing it out there. Just had just recently had a contractor terminated because he triggered a camera event in his handy dandy company camera. Why he's got that, I don't even know. There's a couple people I'd like to call out on that. I'm not going to do that, Matt. I wouldn't call you out, Matt. Just saying. But you know, I don't know why you would have your customer control your camera. I think everybody should have a camera, absolutely. I think you're silly not to have a camera. I don't think your customer should control that or have access to that, really. But whatever. Anyhow, Ida. So what happened was he had a camera event trigger, and in the video you could see very clearly in the reflection that he was operating his cell phone in his hand at the time of this event. Ugh. Good God. Exactly, Nick. I have a camera that I am in control of. Me too, sir. Me too. Hashtag me too. That's not the same thing. I apologize. Oh, that's going to trigger somebody. Ida, Brian, the question is, what kind of mileage pay is that $1.25 getting you to? Absolutely. Is it getting you in a good market? Look, I could probably make an argument to take a load out of Florida at 76 cents a mile, depending on what the load is. And I could probably, at the very least, make most of my truck's expenses covered, depending on the load and how long I had to sit on it, right? Yeah, it's a trip. That sucks, man. I got issued a new truck Friday, Monday morning, a driver's trailer door unlatched and took out my hood ornament. That would bum me out. Oh man. Brian said, Earl, I live in Florida, so it's part of my reality once a week. But I'm home again and found 3,200 through half a week and will surely find 3,000 coming back home before. Absolutely. And look, you guys that are thinking about making some transitions, we've got quite a few people in the community and things like that. You know, Brian Jess is a good person. We actually did a podcast with Brian back before he made the step out of the mega carrier and did his own thing. And I think that was a good conversation we had there. You can find that over on the Pod Wheels podcasting platform thing. I should probably put something up for that. I don't know. Banners. Look, I could do that. I don't even know. How about, look at that. There, scrolling across the bottom. You go right there to podwheels.com. Category RWE. there's some stuff on there that you might find interesting. I'm going back over here. That's in my head all the time, by the way. Looney Tunes. I don't even understand why. I need more caffeine. I started new pain meds, and that's pretty fantastic. I'm only taking one a day. But here's the funny thing is that one pill a day, pretty fantastic. It's been absolutely life-changing. So, and my epidural, the shot I got in my neck last week, life-changing. It has cut down the intensity of my migraines by like half. Like I actually had a migraine hit me just before the show started, during a conversation while I was recording a conversation I was having with Kim and B, and I was able to function, and it didn't cripple me. And it's reducing the number of migraines I'm having. So I haven't had to use one of these shots from Imitrex since I got the epidural. Pretty excited about that. Because I am a Looney Tune. Absolutely freaking lootly. Oh no, that I think this is a valid statement. Stay where you're at until 2025. Slow season, not a good time to move in November, December rush. Yeah, and yet people will do it. And then they go to a new place and they don't know the system, and they're not making the money that everyone else there is making because they know how to work the system in the place that they're going to. It's oh my God, it makes me blow up. Dude, Nick, like for real, life-changing, man. So add that with this new pain med and this pain management doctor that I've got that's, a town away. Amazing. Like it's completely changed so much right now. I'm just hoping that it continues on this path. I am being very careful with this pain med. It's kind of gnarly, but not super gnarly. But for me, it could be like the craziest thing ever because I just typically don't do pain meds. For the better part of the last 30 years, I've lived with chronic pain. And like, if I was taking 2 Aleve at a time in a day, it was because I felt like I was dying. And that was like the strongest thing I was taking. It was crazy. Now I done stepped up, but so it's funny. The prescription is like 1 pill every 4 hours. I can't even imagine being able to function on that. So that's not the route I'm going. I'm actually taking 1 pill a day, about midday, and it works out just perfect, man. I spend most of the day with either no pain or manageable pain. See, I know I'm never going to get rid of all the pain. Just the nature of the injuries, it's never going to happen, right? I'd have to be numb or dead. And so managing it, it was a cool conversation me and the pain doc had. He's like, look, I'm never going to get rid of all the pain. I'm like, yeah, duh. He's like, what I want to do, what my goal is and what your goal should be is getting you to a point where you can tolerate it and manage it, mentally, physically, spiritually, right? And I'm like, yes, that is what I'm talking about. Body builds up tolerance, probably smart to change meds often. I disagree. I'm actually finding that with some research, I'm not actually doing research. I'm reading a lot about the things that are being offered to me and things like that. And the one that I'm on, I'm not going to get into specific details, but the one that I'm on is probably actually a good thing long-term, if managed properly. And I think that I'm going to manage it the way that I'm managing it now, because I don't think I need more than the dosage that I'm taking. I just want to take the edge off of, oh my God, this hurts so bad, and be like, oh, I can move. I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, look, I have legit days where it's all I can do just to stand up, sit up even, right? And yet every day I've got to do it because that's what has to happen. You say Vicodin. So Vicodin is a funny thing to me. Vicodin just makes me stupid. like literally can't function. No manual dexterity. The last time I took biking, I was working at a retail establishment. Well, that's what we're going to call it, a retail establishment. And I kept trying to ring products up on the cash register, and I would say, "Okay, hit the 5 button." 9, son of a. All right, hit the 5 button. 7. Oh, Jesus. I was just stupid, but the pain was absolutely still there, and it was insane. So I don't know. I can tell you that whatever they gave me is pretty fantastic. That's what I'm going to say. And it is absolutely done. And I thought it would not. So I went into it thinking this is not going to work for me, which is funny because that's not probably the best way to go into a new pain management regimen. I was like, yeah, this is going to be garbage, whatever. It's not going to do anything. I was extremely pleasantly surprised when a single dose in a single day was adequate. The first time I took it, I took one in the afternoon and one in the evening and found that it makes me sleep weird or I have trouble going to sleep. So I've decided no more in the evening. I will take one midday, and it seems to carry me, through all night, into the morning a bit. And then, yeah, I have a little bit where I'm in most of my early day is, I have a couple deliveries that I typically do at stores with the Target account that I'm on. And then I drive back to Florida from wherever the hell I am, be it Georgia or Alabama, or whatever. So it's not bad and it's manageable. So I'm pretty excited about that. See, okay. So I broke my back 3 places, 2 burst fractures, and Vicodin does nothing. Percocet, on the other hand, which is the opposite of Vicodin, it has to do with the base. Like one is based with something and then one is based with the other. I can't remember which is which, right? And whatever the base is in the Vicodin was the one that didn't work for me, and where Percocet did. But Percocet was gnarly to me. Yeah, Nick, seriously, me too, man. And it has absolutely changed my mood. And I'm noticing a mood increase to the better. I am a little more working, like I said earlier, I'm working some things out. So I have had some weird little mood swings that I've been working through. I apologize to people that have to deal with me face to face. I tell them all day long. Yeah, right. So that's like a thing. You said Percocet does nothing for you. And so apparently there's like, a couple groups of people out there. There's the people where Percocet works and Vicodin doesn't, or vice versa. Typically, if Vicodin works for you, Percocet doesn't, and it has to do with the base. One is like acetaminophen based or something along those lines. I can't remember what the hell it is, but there's a different base in it. It's effectively the same top bits. So it's, what's it called? Oh God, I can't even think of the names. Oxycodone is the Percocet, and oxy something else is the Vicodin version, and it has to do with the base, right? Anyhow, but the overlying drug is an opioid, right? The main actual pain part of it. It's weird, but it has to do with how it interacts with the base. Whatever. It's nonsense, and I can't even remember it well enough because it's been so damn long, and I'm old. So yeah, it's a thing. 714. That's funny. Yeah, I ended up in pain meds. Look, see how this place goes. Ida, save me again. Get me back on track. Brian, Jess. Now we have truck drivers talking about Vicodin and Percocet. Anyone know why the rates going to Chicago suck so bad? It's not because the rates coming out of there are all that great. Brian, I dig you, man. You need to be over here just hitting me in the head right now. It'll be great. Hey, look, I'm at home too. I'm just saying. Oh, geez. I don't know. I may just wrap this thing early tonight. I don't even know what the hell I'm going to go on about anymore. This This is what happens when I get left alone. I tend to talk about all kinds of nonsense and jump all over the place, and it's hilarious to watch. It's a thing. It's quite hard to sidetrack truck. No, it's not. It's super easy, and too many of you take advantage of it. And I go back and I watch these. I'm like, God, why did I fall for that one? And whatever. It's a thing. It is, and I enjoy it, and it's fun. But here's the deal: if you are finding a little bit of entertainment in this and getting a little bit of knowledge, win-win. I have accomplished what I set out to accomplish. Maybe you got a little kick in the nuts today because maybe you're using your cell phone in your hand a little too often. I'm great with that. I try not to, but every now and then I go back just to scroll through them to make sure sound was not wonky or, there was some weird glitches, because every now and then I'll notice something pop up on the screen that's giving me a signal integrity issue or something like that. And I'll go back and look and see what it did on the actual live or whatever. And so, yeah, I'm like, good God, man, what's wrong with me? It's a trip. It used to really bother me to see any videos I was in, because I'm like, God, do I sound like that? I'm like, yep, I'm an idiot. It's okay. Oh, at home drowning one and grilling chicken. Yes. Good day. Don't be a jerk. Just saying. I mean, it's fine. Whatever. Some people love me. Some people hate me. Jim Wall used to absolutely despise me. That's hilarious. He told Jeff that one day, and then Jeff told me, he's like, ha, ha, ha. This guy did not like you at all, man. But, each of us are different people. We have different personalities. That's why we like doing this. We're kind of the same but different. It's weird. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings, I don't think. I don't think you'll hurt his either. Don't try. Don't be a jerk. I'm just saying. You're right. So, okay. So Life on 18 Wheels does have a YouTube channel, and you guys should check him out. He puts out some good stuff. It's funny because most of the stuff you do, in fact, I think all the stuff you do is recorded and edited, right? So yeah, when I was doing a ton of edited video, like I got tired of hearing it. I'm like, because you're cutting, you're editing, you're doing all this nonsense, and you have to listen to it over and over and over and over and over. And oh my, I do this with the podcast. That is absolutely tedious. I'm waiting for Jeff to pop in and save you, right? Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. That's fine. But yeah, on the live stuff, life is man, it just is, and you've already let go. You just run through it, and it's fantastic. And then every now and then, like I said, I'll go back and look at some stuff, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? What was I even thinking? Brian, I just got home after 6 days, and I watched and participated in this show rather than eat Taco Tuesday with my family. Even adult children came over. They're used to me being a loner on day one, right? So I yeah, like the first day home is a rough deal for most people, I think. I don't know. Chuck and Tim, he's got a pretty good home life from everything I've seen and talked about and things like that. I wonder how his transition is, because he's a super nice dude. It's weird. Like, he's super nice. It's like, I haven't seen him be nasty to anybody ever. It's odd in our industry. I'm just saying. New video up tomorrow at 8. Cool, man. I'll go check it out. I will. What's the plan for Election Tuesday? I don't know, man. I don't really have a set plan. I'm hoping that, a lot of people have already voted. Like I said, I intend to vote tomorrow. We're not going to probably focus on what's happening. Oh my God, he did. Here he is. He's coming in to save me and probably smash me for talking guns and ammo earlier.
What the heck are you doing, Charlie? Why is Brian just texting my personal number saying, get on the show, things have gone awry?
That's great. That would be hilarious. I love it. Hey, Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
It's a day.
Indeed, sir. Look, I was just going to wrap this thing. I was like, I'm going way the hell off the rails, and it's going to get in trouble.
I did see your interview with Ken McBee for the private group. Everybody that's in the Swift Contractors Corner group needs to go see that.
Don't do it yet. Hang out for a couple more minutes.
Yeah, after the show. After the
Hey,
show.
Pete, I saw you down there. I saw your head transition into a weird spot.
Yeah, he's hiding in the bookshelf.
Yeah.
Because we had our bookshelves up, but we haven't put our books in them yet.
But you know what? I like, you know what? It adds depth to that back wall. And I like it. I like it. I'm looking at it, and I just like the depth.
Yeah.
I can dig it. Look. Charlie's drinking and taking pain meds. I'm not. I'm drinking Mountain Dew, and but I am taking pain meds. That did happen.
So Charlie had to duck out of our coaching call earlier today because when he takes his pain meds, there's this like 20-minute period where he gets like vertigo and stuff.
It could happen. It happens.
And he's just like, we were in the middle of our coach Josh was in the middle of a sentence, and Charlie's just like, I gotta let you guys go. I gotta go lay down.
So I've sorted it out, Jeff.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even driving. I was just sitting here. Right. But it created motion sickness. That was the nausea associated with the vision and all that.
Right.
So super tired. Yesterday was a 21-hour day. I see Pete. Hi, Pete. Anyhow, and yesterday was a 21-hour day because of stupid things. Whatever. So and then I slept 4 hours. And then I got up and I've been doing things all day today, right? And so I've narrowed it down to being really tired, taking a pain pill, and my glasses, right? Because I can't remember what they're called, but they're I should be wearing bifocals, but they're that not transitions, they're something else, right? So it's a variable prescription.
Right.
And moving my head while I'm tired on this pain pill,
not a good combination,
creates that motion sickness. And I'm like, damn it, man.
So you know why I have bifocals instead of those kinds of lenses, Charlie? Because my optometrist told me, oh, you drive truck for a living? Yeah, get the bifocals.
Yeah.
Because it actually limits your peripheral a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Because the prescription itself narrows down this way.
Yeah.
It's weird. You physically have to. I mean, it was something I had to teach myself to do. Physically turn my head to look at what I'm trying to look at.
Awesome with all your neck problems,
right? It's probably why I have half the damn things that I have. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in trouble today.
So what are we talking about, Charlie?
We were talking about cell phones, and then we talked about mental health, and we talked about ammo, preferred weapons.
Okay. You didn't show any pictures, did you? Because if we show
pictures,
YouTube doesn't like that.
No pictures. Well, I did. Wait. Does this count? I said I was talking about things that were on my desk, and this was sitting underneath my Imatrix box, which is a box of 5.56.
Oh man, you double whammies, man! Drugs and ammo.
Damn it! Well, when you put it that way, it's different. But I think we're still all right by the standards. Whatever, police.
Lawyers, guns, and money, according to Love is an old rusty Lionel train.
AKA? Yes.
McPote?
I call him Wimpy. Just saying. I believe it's our buddy Wimpy, and that's cool. I don't care. I think it's fun because he's got so many.
This is just so you all know. So
I ain't mad.
Wimpy McPote, with a man with a million excuses, is one of our longtime watchers, and he gives us the business from time to time. But he's one of these YouTube guys, right? That uses multiple profiles as
like
he does.
12,000 of them.
And it's a thing. Has that been used yet? Am I the first? It's a thing.
That's what made me think
people that are really into YouTube, right? To do. So it's become a game with Charlie to try and figure out which profile he's using every week.
Look, no, it's not a game. Stop it. You're going to confuse the crap out of me, and don't encourage it. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It's just funny because you see, look.
Well, but we're supposed to be gamifying everything. That's the new thing.
Okay, fine, whatever. Brian Jess has really been working on keeping me on track on trucking things. So the purge valve appeared to fail on my air dryer last week. I got a new one and replaced it. and also replaced the air dryer cartridge. 3 days later, failed again at Rock and Brews Casino. Sheesh. What? Really?
Huh.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Charlie, aren't you normally confused? Yes. It's my permanent state.
So one of the business books that Charlie and I are reading right now is teaching us to embrace our natural personality in within our partnership. Okay, because we have a business partnership, as you all know. And so the two things we're looking at is which one of us is the creative and which one of us is the implementer. And as it sits right now, Charlie is absolutely the creative.
Implementer right there.
Because you've seen how his brain works, you guys, right? He's got all these ideas. He's just kicking it. And then somebody's got to make it actually like go.
Right.
And that apparently falls on me. And I'm sad.
Wait. So what'd they say? All right.
If you're the creative, embrace it and be free. If you're the implementer, embrace it and be frustrated. Well, because, and we're going to get into this a little bit with some of our coursework when we talk about organize your business as an organization, because it comes really from some of the greatest partnerships ever, right? The most famous one is Jobs and Wozniak. Steve Jobs was just this incredibly creative person that couldn't implement crap. He would have all these ideas. And then there's poor Wozniak. And if a lot of you don't know who's this Wozniak guy, okay, that's part of being the implementer.
Yeah.
Wozniak was the dude that took all of Steve Jobs' ideas and made them marketable and got them out there.
Wimpy
so y'all know Jobs.
Earlier.
So eventually you're not even going to see me on the show anymore. It's just going to be Charlie, and nobody will ever know who I am. They'll just know Charlie, but hey.
We're going to lose half the people. It'll be great. They're like, God, why is he alone again?
But yeah, that's my cue, man, to really, we really do. Charlie is an Audible guy. I'm a print guy, but we really do spend a lot of times going through these business books, guys. I'll just, if you guys want to know which one it is, just get with us on the Facebooks and we'll let you know. Just DM us and we'll let you know what it is and all that stuff. But some of them, I've got to warn you, Charlie, is this one an easy one for you to get through?
I'm still not through it.
Yeah, so it's the narration. I'm reading the Kindle version, right? And I've listened to the audio once. Dude, I told Charlie, don't listen to this while you're driving.
I look, all last week I tried to get through it.
And it's all the narration.
It's only 6 hours.
Yeah, but the narrator is so bad. So bad. Well, remember the last book I said that about was that one on The Amazon Way, right?
Yeah.
Total snoozer. Took me 2 weeks to get through a 4.5 hour book, okay?
Yep.
On Audible. All for one nugget. I got one nugget out of that dang book.
Right.
But hey, I'll tell you what, man, and this is something I learned from Larry Wingett. If I get my nugget, my one thing, it was worth the time spent. If you're a reader like me and it takes you a week to get through an actual print book, it's worth the time if you got your one little piece of advice, whatever, that brings you closer to where you want to be.
I'm to a point now on this latest one, Jeff, where I'm just waiting for you to get the nuggets and just feed them to me because I don't know, man. I'm trying, bro.
There's that frustration part again.
Right? See? I'm free. Oh, my bad. Good Lord. Hey, Jeff, side business. They said they're going to take care of the www thing.
Okay.
It's it's the subdomain and it's not listed, and that's why it's there. Nobody's gonna know what the hell I'm talking about, just you, and that's funny.
Okay.
#FOMAR. Do it again, Ida. Just saying. We got a couple. I got Chris Hamilton to #FOMAR. That was awesome. Told people just put it up. It'll make me happy. It'll make Ida and I happy. Now you can make Jeff happy too. Yeah. T-shirt idea. It's the thing. Uh, good Lord.
T-shirt idea. And I did run our T-shirt idea by Donna, and she does not approve, so she will not be designing that for us.
What, Jeff? We already knew I had to go somewhere else for it. Good God, man! Why are you trying to get me in trouble? It's like you're just trying to get me beat.
Because 30 years of marriage, bro.
I know, man. I can't keep my mouth shut either. That's what happens.
Do you know? Speaking of not keeping your mouth shut, do you know that English comedian, McSomething, nice-looking young man? Well, he's in his 40s now. He in his show he did a thing where he went into a lady's house while she wasn't there, took the food out of her freezer, gave it to a 2-star Michelin chef at his restaurant, and they served her own food and got feedback on her own food from her.
Nice.
And her husband was in on it. And you figure like weeks between the taping of the segment and them being on the show. Can you imagine keeping your mouth shut?
No, long? I wouldn't be able to. There's no way in hell.
McGuire, that's his name, I think. Something. Anyway.
There's a side conversation going on. Brian stopped at a casino truck stop owned by Gene Simmons and what's his face and Paul Stanley. Sorry.
Oh man, Gene Simmons.
Said he wanted a good burger and it was fun. He said a good place to stop if it aligns with your time. Truck stop is decent as well. Free parking, $10 showers. They have 80s and 90s rock videos playing on all the TVs, and the music is from said videos playing on the speakers throughout the place. Nice bar with sports as well. That's awesome.
Yeah. Man, Gene Simmons. There's been some interviews with him lately. Have you seen those? And this will bake your noodle, Charlie. He's originally from Germany. He remembers the tail end of World War II.
Right.
Yeah, he's been talking about when his mother brought him to the United States.
Right.
After the war and all of the things that entails. Really fascinating guy. Everybody thinks of him as, the headliner for Kiss. Kind of a jerk. But in these interviews, he's like a human being. It's weird. Really been enjoying that. So
Gene Simmons, young story for me, way back in my teen years, 15 to 18-ish. 17, I don't know, 16, something like that. I think it was probably 16. I was driving, lived at a high rise in Hollywood, right across the street from the 7-Eleven a friend of mine worked at.
Mm-hmm.
I used to come down and hang out with us because we were those kids that hung outside the 7-Eleven, skating and doing stupid things. Even though I drove there, it was funny. I drove there and then get my skateboard out and ride around the parking lot, whatever. Broken. I get it. It's what we did. Used to come down and just hang out with us. He was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I totally enjoyed that. I'm just saying.
I grew up literally down the street from Roddy Piper's transmission shop.
Nice.
In Portland. Yeah. He was a cool dude. But of course, if you were around in those early days of WWF back then.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this, Charlie, but that whole thing started as Portland wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Portland, Oregon was the place where all of this, you guys that are into WWE SmackDown,
figure that out.
It all started in Portland, Oregon. Anyway, so Roddy Piper was on the bad guy team. He was the captain of the bad guy team. Hulk Hogan was the captain of the good guy team. And we used to ride our bikes past his shop and be like, that's Roddy's place. Go, go, go.
Right. That's funny. I'd rather hang out with Van Halen instead of Gene Simmons. I get it. I just heard some really bad things about Eddie.
I would like to hang out with Alice Cooper.
That would be interesting. That
he is absolutely not that
experience.
That man is absolutely not who he is on stage.
Right. that would be a definitely that would be cool. Hey, maybe we can get him on the show, right? Why not? It'll be fun.
Yeah, sure. I mean, right after we get Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, you had to bring that up. I'm so sad.
Hey, I'm still hoping that Jimmy Mack can help us with that.
Right. Fabulous. Could you imagine? Yeah, right. Alice Cooper. God, I don't even know what the hell we talk to him about. But you know what? He would blow everybody's mind because we could probably have him on here and never talk music and learn 12,000 things.
Yeah.
Because that dude is crazy, like smart from everything I've ever seen or read.
Yep.
And we know I don't read a lot, but seen or heard. How's that? That's better. Good Lord, man. We are just snowballing into nonsense over here.
I'm sorry. I came in to help and I ruined it.
You just encouraged it. That's fine. I don't mind.
So it was summer in Utah yesterday. Today it is not.
Really?
My children are hoping that on Halloween it's summer again because it could be. You never know. It's Utah.
Yeah. Or it could be a blizzard, whatever. You know, you are like southern Wyoming there, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Have you seen all the time, not just the money he donates to charity, talking about Alice Cooper, for real? Look, Brian, Jeff was a huge assist to this nonsense.
Hey, you're the one that told me come in here, Brian.
Man, good God, he ratted me out. I love it. That's legit. I'm just saying. What do you think of that video? I should probably ask you that afterwards, since you watched it.
I highly recommend that as soon as we're done with the show today, you guys that are Swift owner operators and part of the Contractors Corner Consulting private Swift group, go check out the video with Ken McBee.
I thought it was a good conversation, honestly.
And yeah, you guys had a really good conversation, man to man. And I think you
mano.
I think you guys. So did you go over that he's the first executive that we considered letting into that group? It's been a closed group for years, and there's a reason for that because we need to be able to talk business without our customer looking over our shoulder. But Ken is just a different guy. He came from trucking. He grew up in trucking. He just watch the video, man. Get to know him.
Yeah.
If you're in Phoenix, he even has the invite right there on the interview. If you're in Phoenix, let him know. Go break bread with him. Get to know him.
Right. And encourages that with anyone in your leadership.
Yep.
And that doesn't go just for a Swift. You should be willing to do this any place that you're contracted to or with.
Yeah. Get as high into the leadership as you can. We've been privileged really to have a relationship all the way to the top, Adam Miller. We do get a little bit of business for that sometimes, Charlie. People are like, oh, well, I don't have that kind of access. I'm going to ask you, why not?
Right.
Why not? It didn't just happen. Adam Miller didn't call Charlie and I and say, hey, let's talk because you have a YouTube show.
Right.
We've had a relationship with these people since before we were doing this.
Yes.
That it was just emails and phone calls. Hey, I got this concern. Hey, I got this question. Hey, have you thought about this?
I've been a thorn in the backside of, I don't know, 4 or 5 owner operator division VPs at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I got invited to the Crystal Palace for the first time by Kevin Quast and Betsy Parrish, which was an interesting thing that got me labeled Mr. Swift, and I wasn't even a truck driver, and I was a shill. Some people said I was AI, which is funny because that was long before the AI was good. All kinds of things. People want
even today, Charlie, I can normally pick out an AI.
Right?
Like when I'm reading copy, I'm like, yeah, that was done by an AI because that just doesn't make sense right there.
Right. But yeah, it's a trip. Oh, good.
And we do have people that are not contractors or owner operators, people that are company drivers that do listen to us for whatever. Same goes with you, man. If you're working someplace, I remember. So here's a story for you. When I was working for the phone company, before I got into almost like a management type track. One of the reasons why I was able to have those opportunities is I went to my call center director, the vice president in charge of the call center. I asked him one question. We had a nice conversation. What kind of revenue do I need to bring in to justify my position at this company?
Mm-hmm.
What's the number?
Right.
How much does my desk need to bring in to be worth it to the company? Back then I was much younger, but I'd learned it from a book. These are the questions that you ask if you want to get noticed, right? So I went to the man himself. Now, it turned out the guy was kind of a jerk, right? But the people that weren't noticed that I was willing to do that.
Right.
And it kind of helped all the way up until the time. Well, I won't go into that because then I'll go into an anti-union rant. But anyway.
Right.
But yeah, whatever job you have, you should be building relationships. This entrepreneurial mindset isn't just for people that want to own a business, Charlie.
Right.
It will help you, whatever your ambitions are. You want to get promoted? Start thinking about what's good for that business and provide value.
Right.
That's how you get promoted. People stay at that same position for years and years and years, never see a promotion, never, oh man, that guy started 2 years after me. Why is he getting promoted? Well, because he provided more value to the company. That's how. It's very rarely by the time you get into corporate America, at that point, it's very rarely that you went your college degree at that point.
Right.
The college degree gets you that first job because the connections you make, right? And this is, the Wall Street Journal has done exposés on this. The difference between Ivy League kids and state school kids. An Ivy League kid will have a much higher income to start, but over the years,
right,
it is overwhelmingly in favor of the kids that either were on scholarship or paid for their own college at a state school, because they're constantly trying to prove themselves, and the value they're not relying on just those college chums.
Right.
They're producing value. So yeah, relationships, always build relationships.
Answering your question, yes. In some capacity. Is Betsy still around? Yes. Can't tell you exactly what she's doing,
right.
But yes. That's Betsy Pierce. There it is again. It literally plays out of my mouth when I hear it in my head sometimes. Yeah, I think we're gonna call this a wrap, Jeff. We're up against the end of this thing. You guys, go vote. You Swift guys, you've got multiple votes to handle, because you got a group vote that I need you to go deal with. And you know what? Vote in your elections, guys. I already told you. I don't want to hear it. If you didn't vote, don't come to me talking about blah blah blah. I don't want to hear it. First question I'm asked: did you vote? You say no. Stop. Go away. I don't want to hear it.
I wasn't even planning on getting home, but I came home to vote.
Right?
It kind of dawned on me. Charlie and I had this discussion, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
November 5th, I'm like, crap, I wasn't planning on being home until Christmas. And Charlie's like, what about the vote?
Right? Exactly. All right, Jeff, what are your final thoughts, sir?
Build those relationships, guys, and keep that rubber side down.
Exactly. You guys take care of good God. Take care of yourselves. Look after each other. No one's out here looking after us but us. Dennis said he won't be home till Christmas. If that's okay with you, it's okay with me, brother. Sorry. Don't let the cat out of the box to eat Chinese. Good night. There you go. Craig, what is wrong with you, sir? Good God. And you know what? We're getting the hell out of here. You guys, we'll see you here next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, like every Tuesday. One way or another, one of us knuckleheads will at least be here. I'm just saying. And we will see you soon. And thank you again for